Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. All right, Matt Gaetz is in the news. Some sworn affidavits were released involving Gaetz and a girl who was naked at a party that Gaetz was at. What's the story here? There were court filings contained sealed affidavits from 3 eyewitnesses' testimonies that a party was held at the Florida home of lobbyist Chris Dorworth, who's also a friend of Gaetz. These filings were part of a civil lawsuit brought by Dorworth in 2023, which Dorworth dropped, but his attorneys filed the documents in federal court to try and recoup legal fees. I don't know who he was filing it against. One of the witnesses said in their affidavit that a teenager who was a junior in high school at the time was naked. People attending the party engaged in sexual activities, and partygoers consumed alcohol, cocaine, ecstasy, and marijuana. Testimony from the witness and 2 other women, one of whom was Gaetz's then girlfriend, also placed the congressman at the party. A digital forensic examiner also confirmed activity from Gaetz's cell phone at the Dorworth's house. I'm assuming on the night in question. As we know, Gaetz is facing a House Ethics Committee investigation. The Justice Department did do an investigation into Gaetz, and he escaped federal charges. But Greenberg was convicted after a plea deal. You have to ask yourself who was the district attorney at the time. And I believe William Barr might be your answer, so you can understand why Matt Gaetz got off. It would also explain why Matt Gaetz is, wanting pardons from Donald Trump back in 2020 for just about anything, although I would think that this happened after that. I don't know the timeline. They don't say the timeline in the story. That's not particularly helpful, is it? But it's just another pattern of behavior with this guy. He's just creepy as all get out. And they make a mention of Gaetz paying Joel Greenberg, who was one of his wingmen and was a tax collector in Florida, and he was the one that got busted and is currently in prison. And he did a plea deal. Joel Greenberg did a plea deal to implicate Gaetz, and Gaetz never got charged by the federal government. That might be something that, Merrick Garland could look into. Because why not? Law and order. It's a thing. Justice delayed, justice denied. But, Gaetz has been investigated by Congress for pretty much the same stuff. So let's take a look and see how the congressional investigation to Matt Gaetz with his ethical violations and such. Entertainment purposes only. He's just a creep. He really is butthead, but like the worst kind of butthead from Beavis and Butthead. This is for entertainment purposes only. What's the foundation of the reading regarding the congressional ethics investigation into Matt Gaetz? Well, something's coming to an end, and it's not going to be a pretty ending. Crossed with the Queen of Cups and the Ace of Cups, I think they've already made up their minds. They're just not saying anything about it. Maybe because of course this is going to be a Republican investigation, right? Maybe they'll just keep quiet about it until after the election, and then, there won't have to be another election. Maybe the governor gets to appoint whoever he wants to Gaetz's position. But it seems like there's more than enough evidence, and they're not talking about it. Underneath it all is the Ace of Cups. It's probably explosive, really explosive evidence that they're sitting on that will kill his career 10 times over. In the past, King of Cups. You got the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here. This is probably, Sugar Daddy Matt Gaetz would be my guess. Let's get some teenage girls over, give them a little bit of alcohol, maybe a little bit of drugs, and, let's party. That is just so gross. It is just so gross. We talk about the ethics investigation here. Current situation is the 4 of coins. Yeah. it's like they're keeping a lid on it. They're keeping things locked down tight. They already have the answer. This is now I can almost, my gut feeling is this is politics at this point. Because if it is what it is, they should release it before the election. But they don't want to because, Democrats. I'm assuming that's what this is. So maybe the ethics committee needs to be investigated for a lack of ethics. I don't know. I could be wrong on that one. That's kind of it's a hell of an allegation to make based on tarot cards. But there's just this feeling like they're keeping it quiet. They know he's doing it. They're keeping everything close to the vest. Overarching energy is the Seven of Cups. They're not showing integrity. If he did this, he did this. The voters should be allowed to know it. Is this going to be an October surprise? Possibly. That could be the next reading. But they're evaluating the good with the bad. But this is also a card of integrity. And if you're going to show integrity, you can't just sit on it when it's convenient for you. Lesson to be learned is the devil. Just horrific behavior by Matt Gaetz and his buddies. But, in this case, this ethics investigation is to Matt Gaetz. To say he's guilty, again, 10 times over, isn't even the beginning of it. They've uncovered what they needed to uncover, and probably way more than they want to. Remember, there are pictures of Joel Greenberg, Roger Stone, and Matt Gaetz together. So if you want to start talking about trafficking, we could probably start talking about trafficking at that point, too. The outcome is the Two of Wands. So they're planning on taking action, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of urgency with this. The ethics committee will act. They will do what they need to do. Right now, it's a question of timing. And they've had plenty of time with their timing. So what I want to know is, why haven't they released this information yet? Why are we at a Two of Wands stage and not a Four of Wands stage? Is this really politics that's playing into this? Oh, God. This guy's so creepy. It's just so funny that he looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. Marjorie Taylor Greene looks like Beavis. Oh, God. And I've already put up my picture of bad plastic surgery done by Republican women. Dear God, what is going on? It's hilarious. It'd be hilarious if it weren't for the implications of what's going on. Right? Where were we? The ethics. The ethics committee here. This ethics committee. What's going on? Why haven't they given a ruling yet? Are they purposely holding back? What's going on with the ethics committee here? The devil card. I was only going to do a 4-carder on this one. The devil card. There's corruption. Bringing things to an end. Look at these major arcana. Knight of Cups. It's almost like they're doing somebody a favor. Wow. This is 2 cards stuck together here. And there's that. There is, wow. It's outrageous what this guy has done. Absolutely outrageous. There's this death card came up, but the 3 coins. There's negotiations to bring something to a close, and we got the World card bringing to a close. Knight of Cups, false friend or ambassador. They've got everything they need. I think they're just negotiating when he goes, and I can almost see, Kevin McCarthy, if he were there, he'd say, "Get rid of the guy now." But it's like this peace offering within the Republican Party that, no, maybe we can wait a little bit longer. I don't know how much longer they can wait, though. No, but yeah, this is coming to an end. This is coming. I got the world card and the death card. Yeah, this is absolutely coming to an end. No doubts in my mind whatsoever. I just don't understand why it hasn't happened yet. Because it looks like everything's there that they need to do this. There are going to be Democrats on this ethics committee. So if the Republicans are purposely dragging their feet, the Democrats should be able to call them out for doing so. But the thought being that if they're not doing that, then the Democrats are agreeing with the time frame and the timeline with which they're doing things. And if that's the case, and the Democrats are showing ethics, then, okay, we'll deal with... Jeez. This card just popped out again. I'm going to put it back in the deck. You can see the Ace of Cups is on the bottom now. If the Democrats are okay with it and they're acting ethically, then we'll have to work under the assumption that this is going on the pace it needs to go on. But for God's sake. Okay, how are the Democrats on the committee feeling? Do they feel like that this is being stonewalled? Are they agreeing with this? What's going on here? Maybe that Knight of Cups was for them. The four-carder. Six of Swords. Moving out of troubled water to calmer shores. Things progressing. Methodical. Judgment's coming. 9 of coins. 5 of coins. Going from choppy waters to calmer shores and people being left out in the cold. There's going to be judgment here. Honestly, I think... Is it stonewalling? Maybe. It just might be politics as usual. It's really one of those things where in September that the Democrats will take over, and if the Democrats are in charge, things are going to speed up. But here we go. Gaetz being told to leave again. He's out in the cold. Judgment comes down. This has been a thorough investigation involving young women and the paying of women, or I should say, the paying of women for sex, like in prostitution, and basically paying girls for sex, which would be rape. I don't know if the Republicans will clean their own house. It might be up to the Democrats to do it when they take over in January of 2020. The impression I get, especially with that judgment card, is that I get the feeling like Happy New Year. You know, Happy New Year, everyone. So even if the Republicans retain, they might kick him out in the new year. Of course, that really depends on how they would replace Matt Gaetz, right? In Florida. He's in a very red district. You know, he could have easily been primaried with another Florida Republican, and that person probably would have won that district. Would they have to have a special election there? Maybe. Would the governor would DeSantis get to appoint somebody else? Maybe. The other thing that you could be running into, the buzzsaw, is Matt Gaetz's father is very well connected. We should probably read on him too, right? Because that's the wild card here. Matt Gaetz's father is spent 30-something years in Florida politics, and he's the guy that's always getting Matt out of trouble. I think there was something about a DUI that Matt Gaetz had before he was ever elected to Congress that Daddy fixed for him. So Matt Gaetz he's like Trump. He's never had to face the consequences of his actions. And just like Trump, he gets the double card coming up a lot. This is his particular dark side, if you will. What about Daddy Gaetz? Is Daddy Gaetz the one that's holding up Congress with his political connections? That's probably what that Knight of Cups is in that previous spread. That Knight of Cups is probably Gaetz's dad coming in and using his political force to do that. What's Gaetz's dad doing? Ace of Swords, fighting for his son. It's a nightmare scenario. Well taken care of. He's just a boy. Yeah, his dad's doing stuff. His dad's on a crusade, using his political ties. You know, he's cozy with a lot of people. And maybe people owe him favors and he's collecting on those favors. But honestly, at the end of the day, the evidence is so overwhelming, I think all he's doing is delaying the inevitable. There's only so much you can do to protect Matt Gaetz. You can only offer so much. The evidence would be so overwhelming that, you know, yeah. I think the delay is because of his father, but I don't know what that's going to get Matt Gaetz at the end of the day. I know there's talk about Matt Gaetz wanting to run for governor of Florida. Yeah, good luck with that. Once this story gets out, this is Republicans we're talking about. In the other video the other day, I mentioned that they gave up shame for Lent back in 2016. Yeah, maybe it doesn't make a difference to Republicans in Florida. Maybe it does. Who knows? They might have a shred of decency about them. Do Republicans in Florida have a shred of decency? Depends. It's negotiable. Their decency is negotiable. That's not an overwhelmingly wonderful card, but I guess in the political realm we're in, that's better than nothing. Although it's pretty darn close. Thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. I hope you found this reading insightful. It is for entertainment purposes only, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.